Raoult's law for volatile liquids, class 12 chemistry. Dear friends, vapor pressure of liquid solutions is our today topic. So already we know types of solutions, namely solid solutions, liquid solutions and gaseous solutions. So in the case of liquid solutions, because we are going to deal with liquid solutions. So what is the meaning of liquid solution? So here our solvent is liquid. Solid solutions means solvent is solid. Gaseous solutions means solvent is gas. Like but like that. So liquid solution means what is your solvent? Liquid. Okay. So vapor pressure of the liquid. So first of all, in this chapter, actually in this specific topic, we are going to deal with new terms. So whatever the terms will come in future, all those terms might be new to you. So you need attention towards the terms. Whatever the terminology is going to be used in this lecture. Vapor pressure of liquid solutions. Now we will see. Liquid solutions are formed when solvent is a liquid and the solute may be a gas, a liquid or a solid. So here basically the definition with respect to the solvent. So liquid solutions means what is your solvent? Solvent should be a liquid always, but the solute may be changed. It may be a gas or it may be a liquid or a solid. Clear? Next, we have already learnt about solutions of gases in liquids, that is called solubility of gases. All we know solubility of gases, it was explained in the earlier video. Okay, so in this case already we learnt about Henry's law. So solubility of gases increases with increase of the pressure. Solubility of gases decreases with increase of the temperature. Solubility of gases decreases with increase of temperature, increases with increase of the pressure. Already what we learnt. Next, vapor pressure. So what is vapor pressure? How can you define the vapor pressure? So the term reflects itself. Pressure is due to the vapors. Very basic definition. So what is vapor pressure? The pressure is due to the vapors. Where you can get the vapor? When the vapors are in equilibrium with the liquid state. So vapor pressure is very clear and very simple. Pressure is due to the vapor. Now we will see the definition. The pressure exerted by the vapors above the liquid surface in equilibrium with the liquid at a given temperature is called vapor pressure. Okay, when vapors, and that means take any liquid and vapor combination. So when vapors above the liquid surface in equilibrium with the liquid. Okay, so basically simply the pressure exerted by the vapors, that is called vapor pressure. That is called vapor pressure. So which factors can affect the vapor pressure? Which the vapor pressure of a liquid depends on nature of the liquid, because vapor pressure changes from liquid to liquid. If you take the petroleum, vapor pressure is different. If you take the water, vapor pressure is different. So nature of the liquid. And also what is the second factor? Temperature. As temperature changes, vapor pressure changes. Okay. Vapor pressure of liquid solutions. This is called Raoult's law for volatile solutes or volatile liquids. Dear students or dear friends, yeah, vapor pressure of liquid solutions. That means both solute and solvent are liquids. So we are going to deal with liquid and liquid only. So solute is the liquid, again solvent is also liquid. Of course solvent is liquid because liquid solutions is our title today. Clear? So solute also liquid. So which type of, automatically liquid and liquid means they are volatile. Liquids generally basically they are volatile. Volatile means, what is the volatile liquid? Liquid is volatile means that liquid can evaporate. Liquid can evaporate. So that is called volatile nature. evaporation character. Okay, so what is the indirect or direct, what we call Raoult's law for volatile solutes or Raoult's law for the volatile liquids, volatile solutes. Okay, this is very very important. Be careful, you need attention. Let us consider a binary solution of two volatile liquids. In this chapter, we are going to deal with a binary solution only. Binary solution means one solute and the other one is solvent. Finally, only two components are present in a solution, that is called binary solution. So we don't deal with the three components. So what is our syllabus? Only binary solution. So let us consider a binary solution of two volatile liquids. So two liquids are volatile, that means they can evaporate. Volatile means they can produce the vapor pressure also. Okay, so two volatile liquids are, let one is A and the other one is B. The other one is B. Denote the two components as A and B. Why we are taking only two components? Because it is a binary solution. We are dealing with a binary solution, so that we have to take two components. What are those two components? A and B. Okay. A and B both are volatile. That is our title also. Focus on the title. A and B both are volatile. Both are volatile means both can produce vapor pressure. When taken in a closed vessel, both components would evaporate, and eventually or finally an equilibrium would be established between vapor phase and liquid phase. So when you take in a closed vessel, A and B, let water and alcohol, you can take in a closed vessel, both components would evaporate, and eventually an equilibrium would be established between vapor phase and liquid phase. In this case, vapor phase consists of vapors of both the components, because both are volatile, so that here vapors of both the components, very very important. Okay, most important remembering points: PA, partial vapor pressure of A, PB, partial vapor pressure of B. Focus on the symbol and the term. PA, small p, subscript capital A. Okay, so partial vapor pressure of A, partial vapor pressure of B. PA naught. PA is different from the PA naught. So vapor pressure of a pure component A, PA naught, and PB, look at PA, this PA is different from the PA naught. Of course of A, and this is also of A, but this is the pure component. For example, if you take the pure alcohol, so it has a particular value of the vapor pressure, so that is called PA naught, pure component. But when it get mixed with some other component, vapor pressure changes, though that is called partial vapor pressure, basically in the mixture. In case of the mixture, we use the word partial vapor pressure. Before adding, this is called pure component A, PA naught. PB naught means vapor pressure of the pure component B. XA, mole fraction of A. I hope that you know how to calculate mole fraction. That's why already mole fraction has been discussed. XB, mole fraction of B. Okay. Next, the French chemist Raoult gave a quantitative relationship between the partial pressures and the mole fractions of two components. That means now we are going to discuss the relation between partial pressure and the mole fraction. For example, just consider the component any liquid A. Let you have the liquid A. So what is the partial pressure? PA. And what is the mole fraction of the A? XA. So now here Raoult gave a quantitative relationship between the PA and XA. So that is called Raoult's law. So Raoult's law. It states that for a solution of volatile liquids, the partial vapor pressure of each component of the solution is directly proportional to its mole fraction present in the solution. Okay, so check this statement. Very confusing statement. Okay, not easy to understand like other chapters. This is a very difficult, in the sense very confusing chapter, because whatever the terms are going to be used here, they are new to you. It states that for a solution of volatile liquids, this is a very important condition here. Volatile liquids, we are going to we are dealing with only volatile liquids. Because if it is not volatile, then there is no partial pressure at all. Okay, then there is no Raoult's law. So what is our target? Volatile liquid. So when volatile liquid is existing, then only partial vapor pressure can exist. So partial vapor pressure of each component of the solution. That means if you take A and B in a solution, take the solution, two components are present, component A and component B. So partial pressure of the component A is directly proportional to the mole fraction of that A. Okay. At the same time, partial vapor pressure of the component B, that means PB, is directly proportional to its mole fraction, means XB. That is the statement of the Raoult's. Clear? Now we will see the mathematical steps. So very simple steps. You no need to worry, just feel comfort. For a component A, because we are dealing with only binary solutions, that means only two components. For the component A, I will show you. This is the statement. PA is directly proportional to the XA. PA means partial vapor pressure of each component is directly proportional to the mole fraction of present in the solution. A, if it is A, this is also A. Okay. So this is the PA naught. Then PA equal to proportionality constant here, PA naught into XA. This is the partial vapor pressure of A. This is a vapor pressure of the pure component A. This is for the pure component A. So this is called Raoult's law. For component B, PB is directly proportional to the XB. Just to focus on my voice and on the statements. PB is directly proportional to the XB. PB equal to, because this is the directly proportional, so this is the proportionality constant PB naught into XB. So this is for vapor pressure PA and PB. Already you studied in your 11th standard Dalton's law, partial. So according to the Dalton's law of partial pressures, total pressure is equal to the partial vapor pressure of all the components. For example, for the binary solution, if you want to calculate the total pressure of the solution, then what we have to do according to the Dalton's law? PA plus PB. So this is the individual component, component A and component B. But what about the overall solution? Just add. That means PA plus PB. So that is according to the Dalton's law. Already you people studied in your 11th class. Yes. According to Dalton's law of partial pressures, P total equal to PA plus PB. P total equal to PA plus PB. Don't confuse with the words. Just practice and practice. More and more practice is required in order to understand. According to Dalton's law of partial pressures, P total equal to PA plus PB. Are you agree? Okay. Next, P total equal to so what is PA? According to the Raoult's law, PA equal to PA naught into XA. This is called Raoult's law. Already we have discussed now. So PB means partial pressure of the B, vapor pressure. PB is equal to the PB naught into XB. Very simple mathematics. Just I am substituting the values. Already what we know? We know the PA. So just I have substituted PA naught XA in place of the PA and PB naught XB in place of the PB. Very simple step. Next, P total equal to PA naught into 1 minus XB plus PB naught into XB. So already we know from the mole fraction. Yes, I will explain again. Mole fraction for two components XA plus XB equal to how much? XA plus XB. XB equal to 1 we know. From this one XA equal to what happened? Just send XB this side, then you will get 1 minus XB. 1 minus XB. So that now it becomes 1 minus XB. Yeah, XA equal to 1 minus XB from this expression. Plus XB equal to 1, XA equal to 1 minus XB. So I have substituted here. Okay, next step, just a rearrangement only. Yes, very important formula, because we will solve many numericals on this formula. So P total equal to PA naught plus PB naught minus PA naught into XB. Just rearrange the terms, you will get the final result. So what is the P total? P total equal to PA naught plus PB naught minus PA naught into XB. XB means mole fraction of the solute, because generally we deal with the mole fraction of the solute most of the times. Okay, you can change into the XA also. That means if you take XB, if you replace XB with 1 minus XA, then you will get the equation in terms of the XA. Your wish, you can take it, you can do that one, but generally we deal with the mole fraction of the solutes B terms. So that's why final P total equal to PA naught plus PB naught minus PA naught bracket. All of you, I think you know the simple mathematics. This is a bracket, that means XB multiplying with this one. Difference is there. XB, this is very important formula. Practice the formula. Try to understand the derivation, how we are getting. P total equal to PA naught plus PB naught minus PA naught into XB, whatever we have derived now. So some conclusions, what this equation gives the information. Following conclusions can be drawn from above equation. So what are the conclusions? So one by one I will show you conclusions. Conclusion from the above equation. This is our equation. Total vapor pressure over the solution can be related to the mole fraction of any one component. Mole fraction of any one component. For example, here mole fraction of B is available. It can be XA also. For example, if you replace XB with 1 minus XA, then you will get the equation in terms of the XA. So whatever the term, it may be XA or XB. So finally, pressure over the solution. Look at this is the P total. The total vapor pressure over the solution can be related with mole fraction of any one component, whether it may be XB or XA. If you take XA, you will get some different equation, but it is in terms of the XB. Next, total vapor pressure over the solution varies linearly with the mole fraction of the component B. So this is total vapor pressure varies linearly with mole fraction of the component B. How? Do you know how? You know simple mathematics. You know or not? Because y equal to mx plus c, you know. Y equal to mx plus c. It is a straight line. What is the intercept? C. So according to this one, this is the straight line. We know this is the y. This is the y equal to, this is the c. this is the x, and this one is the slope m, so that varies linearly with the mole fraction of the component B. Depending on the vapor pressures of the pure components A and B, total vapor pressure over the solution decreases or increases with increase of the mole fraction of the component A. So all these are the conclusions can be drawn from the above equation. Okay students, thank you for watching video. If you find any mistake or error, please inform me, then only I can correct it, because sometimes I may make mistake or I may deliver, maybe I may deliver wrong. Okay, once again thank you for watching my video.